Game Clique.
What's good, everybody, and welcome to Game Clique, the literal blackest video game podcast in the industry. This podcast is so black, it has a Crown Royal bag, and inside the Crown Royal bag, there's a bunch of smaller Crown Royal bags.
My dad had one of those in his car growing up. Like,
I'm not gonna hold you.
That's crazy.
I got it because like they come in different colors now. So I'm trying to collect all the colors.
That wasn't always a thing.
I don't know if it was
green and purple.
But like it's a lot of them. It's black.
Oh, gotcha.
I always knew of a Crown Royal bag being purple.
Yeah, that's always right. That's always what I associate.
But then the apple came with the green. But yeah, I don't know about no black bag.
It's black. It's brown. I got them. I'm trying to collect them like the Infinity Stones. I got them all.
Oh, you got it.
As always, I'm your boy, the Charm City Champ, and I'm joined here by the creator of the esports program for the University of Maryland, the director of esports for the University of Maryland, Sergio. What's good?
What's good, man? Thank you for having me again. Happy to be back. Happy to be talking more games. I got Mississippi family in the building with me today, too. So it's a good day, and I'm definitely excited to talk more games as always. Appreciate you having me.
And hell yeah, for the audio listeners, I need to introduce a very special guest, a first-time guest of Game Clique, one of the members of the streaming crew, the Posse, Groovy. Groovy, what's good?
What's going on? Thank you guys for inviting me, y'all. I really appreciate it. Especially with Sergio, and it's an honor to be here for you. I'm a big fan. So
hold on. Let me like we need to talk about this because I had literally no idea. This is all a happenstance. I just happened to like
Sergio. So Sergio, before I met Sergio, correct me if I'm wrong, you went to Ole Miss with some of the guys, correct?
Absolutely. Yeah, Rashad and those are my boys.
So when I joined the group in around 2019, 2020, Sergio used to be popping in and out of the chat. We used to do streams and talk and all that type of stuff together. And then I had just been following him on Twitter ever since, everything, like just keeping up with him. So that's how we that relationship developed.
Okay.
And just his esports journey and everything like that.
Small world, man.
Very small.
Man, so yeah.
Hey, you said you've been following him for a while, right, Brian? Or you've been?
Yeah, I've been at least a year. So I've been following y'all on Instagram and on Twitch. Y'all, your stream damn near every day, which is crazy. I commend that.
Yeah,
because I can't.
I think it's like we rotate days with each other, but also at the same time, it's kind of been like a little mix of like doing a little bit both. Like sometimes we have like somebody running something. So like this week, like tonight, Rashad is playing Hades 2. Tomorrow, we're playing Night Rain, and then Friday we're doing not Friday, but Thursday we're doing Ghost of Yotai when that comes. So we kind of alternate between, hey, is this something that we need to do, or something like, hey, we need all the guys on for this. We kind of do a mix of everything. So, or if it's just like a special event that we need to do, this also as well. So it's a little mix of everything. Like, we all kind of got our conflicting schedules. So kind of coming back together, and like we usually stream like 8:30. So just come back and do it together, do all that. I definitely don't take it for granted. So I try to make the best of it, because getting a lot of people I can't even get my family be all in one place one time. So getting the guys to do that is I really definitely do appreciate it where it can happen.
Brother.
100%. I feel like the older you get, the more nights you get to have with the boys. Like you really start to put into perspective how rare and how special those moments are, right? And we don't appreciate it until we get older. Man, let's not start preaching on this stuff. We're supposed to be talking games. We're over here about to get life lessons.
I'm telling you, because like organizing Game Clique is like herding cats. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't want to air I don't want to air y'all out in public. We'll talk about it later. But later on in the show, the main topic, we're going to have the Posse versus the Game Clique in our first ever episode of Trivia Souls. Which
just before warning, I have a very fight or flight response to trivia. I'll never forget it, man. We've had this one trivia thing. This is when my wife was still staying in Oxford, so I spent the night with her and everything like that. And we were doing this. I don't know if it's like this comic book thing or this anime, gaming, Jeopardy all in one. And the question that came about, and it was the final question, and I had to answer it. It was fun. It was so funny because it was like, who did Thanos kill, or who did Thanos do all of the stuff he did during the Infinity War to impress? And it was Lady Death, and then my mind just went blank, and I caused my entire.
No.
Oh man!
Because everybody was like, Grant, you should know this, and I'm like, bruh, I promise you, I had just come across a question like 2 days ago. But trivia for me is always a mix of, man, if I'm not in a position of leadership, I'm probably gonna cook up. If I'm in a position of leadership, I'm absolutely gonna mess this up.
Damn. But we're gonna talk about that later on in the back half of the show. To start off, we got to talk about long anticipated. This is the year of long anticipated games finally coming out. But we're talking about Hades 2. The very anticipated sequel of Supergiant Games. Hades 1, extreme banger, really like changed the game for roguelikes.
Like 80s,
put the genre on the map.
Like 80s as a whole, that was a lot of people's introduction. Like you said, a lot of people's introduction to like the whole roguelike genre and everything like that. And just the way the game has done such a great job of not only making you replay it, but personalizing each run, the weapons you can use and everything like that. Like, I had no idea once you beat the game, you're supposed to beat it like X amount of times and you unlock something new and everything like that. So all these little Easter eggs stacked on top of each other and everything like that is really, really great. But also, one of these games, like with these, like, I don't want to call it, is it an indie game?
Yeah, I think it's fair to say it's an indie game.
Supergiant.
So one thing about a lot of these indie games and everything like that, and we'll get to Silksong a little bit later, is that they have such a great touch for art design and music design and level design. And I don't know how big their team is, but you can always kind of tell where it makes it feel. They do a good job of making these things feel essential to the game. Like, they treat the game as if it's like art. And I think there is an argument that with how many times, with some of these games that have come out, how invested or how much more investment they've put into the storylines and everything like that, it's fair to call them that. Because of how the attention to detail, the attention to art, making myself feel immersed in the game more than just gameplay. So Hades has always, it's just a lot of the attention to detail, man. It's just, so I'm very excited myself to play Hades 2, but more importantly, the fact that even though the first Hades was amazing, more people coming out and saying that this Hades might even top the first one is even crazier. Like, having a game that's excellent and then having a game that's excellent again and tops the game that already people said was excellent is insane in itself. And it's really hard to do.
Yeah. So Brian, I know you said you haven't touched it since it came out of early access, right? I know, like you said, longer waited. This game's been early access for forever. So you said you haven't touched it at all since then.
Yeah, so I'm a big dummy. So I had Hades 2 in early access. It's been on my Steam Deck for at least like a year now. I think it came out in early access like maybe this time last year.
Yep.
And
right.
I've played up to like the second biomes boss. And at that point, I was like, I don't want to see no more. I do not want to spoil no more of this game for me. I'm sold. I'm going to put this thing to the side, wait until 1.0, play this thing. So 1.0 comes out. I know I got to go away for the weekend, and I'm going to be in a hotel. I'm going to bring my Steam Deck, and this is going to be what I'm going to do during the weekend. And I take my Steam Deck with me, and I forget to update the damn game. So the game is still in early access, and the hotel Wi-Fi.
That was heartbreaking too.
Man,
heartbreaking.
The hotel Wi-Fi wasn't good enough to update it. It wasn't good enough to download the damn update. So I did play over the weekend, but it was still the early access build. But we talked a little bit before we went live. You insinuated that the 1.0 is a huge change from the early access build. So can you expand?
Yeah. So I finished early access. By the time Hades early access stopped, I was kind of like you, except I'm a little more indulgent. I see, a couple of cookies and I want to keep eating them. And so, I definitely kept going. And I played about 45 hours in the early access when it was all said and done. But like you, I got to a point and I was like, okay, you know what? I don't want to see no more. I just want to get to the actual game and, see what the finished product is. So we fast forward to today. And this game has really stolen majority of my attention. There's definitely been some Elden Ring Night Rain mixed in there too. But I think with Hades 2, I'm not going to say that it's a huge gameplay jump, but I think the kinks that they iron out lets me know that they listen to their community, right? You look at like the way that they've altered some of these boons, where in the early access build, there may have been some boons where I know I was definitely like, I'm never using this. Like, I would never use this combination. This doesn't really make sense, or it's not fun to use. Everything in that game is fun to use. The boons now, every decision I make, I'm having a difficult time picking like which one I'm gonna find to be the most beneficial. And then the only other thing that I can say that has changed so much that I think people need to experience is just the art direction. This game, I don't know who they have doing the drawing or just the animation in general. The little details, you're talking to Hermes and he has like an after effect going across the back of his body to show his speed. The way the voice actors just embody these gods themselves and these characters. Like they're doing stuff as an indie studio that is so polished, so much more so than AAA publishers or people that are getting all these multi-million-dollar budgets, right, for some of these games. And it's so impressive. The only other thing that I would love for this game to have is co-op. That's the one complaint I can have. And it's not even a complaint because they didn't want to do it, and that's fine. It's just so perfect, man.
And to add on to Sergio's point, right? He talks about how you listen to your community and things like that. And also, as much as listening to your community is important, also listening, doing what got you the amount of love for the first game in the first place is also important. Sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, some communities be on that BS. I'm gonna be your friend. Some communities be like, I'm asking for this. I'm like, no, you taking away the core elements of the game. But the big thing is like, as gamers, there is such a faction of gamers that always think the sequel to something needs to be this reinvention of the wheel. This needs to be some crazy, absolute, man, this gotta blow my socks off. Sometimes a great sequel just, hey, give me what I had in the first game, add some stuff here and there, and tweak what I did not like. And then you got the second game. Like, that's what I'm hearing right now about Ghost of Yotai, how most people that have reviewed it have said this is at least an improvement of the first game and everything you love about there, plus more of this. We often think people have to reinvent the wheel to impress them, and I don't. And I think that's unrealistic because as games have evolved so much, you got the Souls-like being such a big thing and everything like that. And for example, Elden Ring, I'll give you an example. Elden Ring is a one-of-one experience. not because it's a Souls-like, but because they did something a lot. They did something that Elden Ring, or not Elden Ring, but a lot of Souls-likes never did before, and that is bringing an open world environment, not just an open world environment, an open world environment that is actually good, actually makes you invested in it. Some people think open world is the end all be all of games. I'm like, no, it's not. It's a lot to come with that. Because if you give me an open world and you give me the same 2 or 3 mission types, that's a problem. I don't like that. But all in all, it's just a big. If you can just improve on what you did the last game, add me a little bit more. That's what that's what a lot of people want out of a sequel. And expecting these developers and everything like that to do anything that isn't that is also really unfair.
Yeah. I mean, for me, this game, like I said, has completely stole my attention. The next game that we're gonna talk about, right? Like I was all in love with the last time, we were on the show and talking about it, but I think Hades 2 is so special. I think it's telling that the moment this game came out on 1.0, people were saying, all right, this is in we get 6 Game of the Year contenders at the Keeley show, right? This is one of the 6. Like I have no doubt in my mind that when that Game of the Year medley plays, we will be hearing Hades 2 music, and rightfully so. Shout out to Supergiant. I think this adds on to the laundry list of indie developers that are putting AAA developers to shame this year with the value that they're bringing to their games. I don't think Hades is a full price game, right? I don't think Hades 2 is full price. I think it's what, 40?
I don't think it is. And it's very funny. And it's very funny that 2 Game of the Year contenders are 2 games that aren't even $70, not even $50 at that. We getting a Game of the Year that cost a sit down dinner at a triple dipper at Chili's.
So Brian, are you anticipating getting back to it, or are you just not interested?
For sure. So first, the Hades 2 confirmed is $29.99. I'm looking at it on Steam now.
Wow. Crazy.
For sure, I might play it once it's hard because I really want to finish Silksong, and we're gonna talk about that when we get there.
Yeah, I feel you.
But yeah, I'm definitely gonna get into Hades 2. Really loved Hades 1. I beat Hades 1 at least once. Grant had mentioned it earlier that you have to beat Hades multiple times to get the true ending. And once I beat it the first time and I figured that out, I was like, no, thank you.
Come on, man.
Which is something that I also understand.
Yeah,
because
100%.
I've been like struggling to find what's the boy dude name on there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he used to bring the belt out on me. I was like, look, after I'm done with this, I ain't never coming back. I'll spark notes the rest. I don't care.
Man.
Hey.
Yeah. So I'm just YouTube the ending. It's all good. Just like but I might see Hades 2 through. I'm definitely going to put some more time in it. I want to at least beat it once. I love these. Gotcha. I love the combat. I love the art style. And another thing Grant touched on, no, it's actually you, Sergio, that touched on it. For indie game, there's so much put into this, like 100% voice acting,
detail,
the art style, the hand-drawn characters. Like it's so much here to just ask for $30. It's insane.
I am, like I said, almost 60 hours into this game at this point. I don't think I've ever seen one repeat of dialogue. And I don't see a repeat of dialogue like in sight. I'm still discovering new items and, trinkets and things like that I can use. It's really, really insane. And I guess before we move on to the next topic, Grant, for you, I want to know, where does this land in your hierarchy of games? I know you talked about Ghost of Yote, right? Obviously, that coming out this week. I know that's going to be big for you. So where does Hades 2, where is that in your hierarchy now?
I can't lie to you. This is in Ghost of Yote for me is a all hands on deck type of situation.
I respect it.
I have never, because when I played the first game, I was like, man, it's a good game. When I get to the end, I emotionally invested in the MC and his situation. I'm emotionally invested and the other people on the island, everything like that. But most importantly, and we think of, and this kind of goes back to the conversation about the video games being art type of thing. You can tell when somebody just did not mail it in with the story and everything like that. We have an MC that debates his honor as a samurai versus being dishonorable and going against his whole code if it means saving his entire saving his island, his family, everything like that. But we also have a struggle between him and his master, who believes honor is everything, and going against the sense of tradition versus doing what is right, which is what a lot of people like. These aren't just made up things. These are things that translate to real life as well. So that's what made me, it's probably my favorite. I'm not gonna say it's my favorite video game story ever, but I will say amongst the PlayStation, the generation came off PlayStation, it is probably easily my favorite story that I played in the 21st century. Um, like that's how invested I am in this. I even have friends that I know for a fact they hop on a game, they playing the usual generic stuff. They playing the 2K, they playing the COD, everything like that.
Yeah, I got 'em.
I got so many friends that's like, man, I play this stuff, but when Ghost of Yotei come out, I'm getting that. So in short, it's just like even though I have my gripe with the whole COD 2K crowd and everything like that, I ain't gonna lie, I be dipping in 2K too. I be doing that. I ain't gonna act like I don't. But one thing I will say is like sometimes I think gamers kind of need to come together, and even though that side be like, man, ain't nothing good to play, that ain't all of them. I know friends that tried out Elden Ring and loved it, and they were like, man, I need more of this. So if
Gotta be put on.
the game experience is, I'm not gonna say, I don't want to say excited, I don't think that's the word. If it's immersive enough and if it has a great hook, it's gonna be very hard for people to put down. Like one thing that like I say that about games a lot. A lot of times it's not just watching the gameplay or just watching the gameplay or anything like that. It's more of a, okay, how can I get invested in me? Like the first time Ghost of Tsushima came in, it wasn't really a slow build. They drop you in there, they say, hey, you finna go fight on the beach, you finna fight the Shogun or head Mongol, whatever, he gonna whoop your ass, and then you back in square one. So you get like a whole rundown of the plot line. So something just making, even though it's easier said than done, making gamers invested early can be very noticeable. Like even like back to the Hades conversation, playing the game for the first time and my first encounter with, I don't know who you fight first. I can't remember the name, but who you fight first, but you fighting her, and then you fight the Hydra, and then after that, you fight the bull guy, and then it's always something that hooks me. I don't know. It's something that always leaves me on the edge of my seat. I was like, I don't know what to expect next. What's gonna happen next? This run is going good. I know some bullshit finna mess this up. So it's just like, it's just everything got different elements that hook everybody, and I just think most people are down to try a lot of stuff. It's just money is always a factor, and just
Absolutely.
and just that's really a big thing for me. More, and this kind of goes into we're talking about Hades, but it goes into the Silksong situation too, and I kind of want to tie them together before we get on that topic. Both of these games, you can get both of these games for $50 total. That's, and probably another $20. That's a third game probably if you get it right, you know. But when we talk about accessibility in gaming, we talk about, yes, this has things where, oh, the difficulty, you can adjust the difficulty, or things for, where all types of games can enjoy it, like if you have like a disability or something like that. But the number one thing that people do not talk about in accessibility is price.
Mm-hmm.
They could have very easily dropped this for like $50, $60. They said, you know what? We're gonna drop a game of the year contender for $20. And you know what that makes people that says to people? It says, hey, we care about the experience people want. But more importantly, if we believe in our product so much that $20, something that's a third of a AAA game price, it's gonna make people say, you know what? For $20, I'll give this a try. A lot of people wouldn't say that for $40. A lot of people wouldn't say that, and so on and so forth. So a big thing that people, that's why I said, is it Team Cherry that made it?
Yes.
Yep.
That's why I said Team Cherry is kind of playing the cards right, because you're about to have a Game of the Year contender at the Game Awards. But number two, I know a ton of people that gave Silksong a try because it was $20.
Mm-hmm.
And I know in the game, the minute the game dropped, it broke records on Steam and PlayStation and everything like that. So when we talk about accessibility, that's so much of a factor. And I know a lot of people are going to feel that way with Hades 2. So just factoring in, hey, this a nice little price. We're not asking for too much, but here's a generous price that you can meet us in the middle on, and people will love it.
So for you, so transitioning into Silksong, Brian, you alluded before the show that there was a part that you had gotten to in this game. But just so everybody, let's take a pause. Just so we don't spoil nothing for nobody. Where's everybody at in Silksong? Where you at? Brian, where you at?
I'm not that far. I'm not gonna lie to you, because I got to put some more time into it.
For sure.
And I will say, before this, I'm a sicko for this, but I don't care. I'll be looking at people play the game before I do anything. So I may have looked at the ending and all that stuff, because I'm the type of person, I'm serious. I've never been a person that get bothered about spoilers. I never have.
I feel you, but the ending is crazy. You saw the ending?
I saw part of it.
Okay.
But I saw part of it, but I'm just watching gameplay. I ain't watching. Because I'll be like going to bed and stuff like that, and I'll be sitting in the bed, and my wife be like, "All right, I'm going to sleep. I love you, baby," and I'll just be on my iPad, and I got the audio muted, and I'm just watching people play games.
Right.
Like,
I feel that.
But I will say, I have the thing that I just beat Lace for the first time.
Okay.
After that, so I'm not super far into the game. But one thing I would say, and y'all, I don't know if y'all had any topics y'all wanted to go off, so I can kind of bounce off y'all first. Or am I good? Or I don't know.
No, do you think, man?
Yeah.
So one thing I want to say is, like, and we talked about this about Hades too, I found myself so invested in the art design and the music and everything like that. Like, what's the warrior or whatever her name is?
Oh, yes, I already know what you're talking about. It's kind of Shakira or some shit like that.
Chakra.
I always stop and listen to her sing, and it was very funny because right before you fight the bell beast, it's the lady or the dude like just cleaning with the bells the entire time. He's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna use my powers to open this door." I'm like, "You didn't do that. I did all that." And you're like, "I don't care."
My small work. Charmy. That's my dog. Shout out Charmy.
It's cool.
But art design has been great.
You bring up the importance of audio and like the music and stuff in Silksong, and I think it's so cool. Like, it's not necessarily 3D audio, it's more like a proximity thing, but it's almost refreshing if you're like you're walking around, you're lost, and then you can hear in the distance Sakura kind of like singing a song. You're like, oh, all right, cool. This is a safe space I'm about to be in. Or like you hear like Charmy with her bells off in the distance, and it's getting louder as you're getting closer, and it's kind of like it's so cool how audio works in that game. In a game that's $20.
And I think we also talked about it last time we talked about this game, but I want to reiterate like the investment that I feel for these characters in a game that doesn't have real dialogue. Like they have a few cutscenes here and there, but never any really that you're interacting with these side characters in. Like you're having this much investment. People know Charmy. Grant, already brought up the iconic already song from Sakura, right? And like that's so identifiable to her as a character already. And to do that, right, for $20 as an indie game, I'm only like 55 or something in. I know there's people that have put 120, 130 hours in. I saw people saying, "Oh my God, there's an Act 4 all of a sudden now." So I don't know what that's all about. Like it's really so impressive what they have done with this game. But Brian, I need to hear from you. I know you said you're at a difficult part, so I want to know what is happening in your playthrough right now. Where roadblock are we at?
All right, so for people out there listening, if you're playing Silksong now, yes, this may be a spoiler, a slight spoiler for Act 2. So I'm in Act 2. I'm in the Citadel. I have found out that I have to find 3 parts of a song in order to progress. And I made it to a part where I know the reward of this like gauntlet is one of those rooms where they shut the door and they just throw enemies at you. It's like a gauntlet. And I know the reward is part of that song.
Okay.
So you get in there and they throw in regular enemies at you, and it's like 3 or 4 waves of regular enemies. And it took me a couple of times to make it through those 4 waves of enemies. So I make it through that. Then all of a sudden, it's like a big boss dude with like one of those, he has like a big baton with a bell at the end, and he can slam
That's
it.
hilarious.
Thank you. All right.
I know exactly where
so
you are.
I'm like, oh my God. So I die a couple of times at that damn boss. And I'm like, so if you haven't played Silksong yet, there's 2 types of currencies. There's rosary, which is what you use to buy stuff. That's kind of like comparable to souls and most souls likes.
Right.
And then there's like this like chip kind of thing. I forgot what it's called.
Shards.
Yes, shards. And you use that to refill your tools. And I was dying so much of this part. My shards are gone. I'm used up my tools. Whatever. So I'm grinding, trying to get through. I finally beat this boss. And the gauntlet keeps going. They keep I'm like, all right. This can't go on for much longer. There's no way. There's 4 more waves of regular enemies. And I'm like, all right, this gotta be over. And you can tell this is already at the point in this game. You have done, I don't know, maybe like 8 or so of these gauntlets already. So you kind of know that at the last one, it kind of does this little slow down epic kind of thing that signals you're done. 4th after that first boss, still no slow-mo. I'm like, all right, what is happening? They throw 2 of those damn bosses at you.
Dude. You know, one of the things that I love about gaming the most, and another reason I think this game is thriving right now, the fact that reviewers didn't get their hands on this game, we all got to enjoy it at the same time. But the universal experiences in gaming, I think, are so powerful and so important. And I had the same experience with you with shards, where anytime I got shards in Silksong, I would always hit I wish there were rosaries.
Yes.
I could spend more money. I could get some abilities, some tools, with some rosaries. And it wasn't until I got to this part that I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I need shards. I'm running out of tools. I need shards. Yes, the High Halls Gauntlet. That was the bane of my existence. The one that I told you last time. So have you beat it yet?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Is the 2 bosses? Is the 2 bosses it? Is that the last one?
Yes, that is the last one. But let me tell you something. That gauntlet, I called that a put me to better. That gauntlet put me to bed at least 3 nights in a row. I'm telling you, I could not do it. So fair warning to anybody still listening. Grant, fair warning to you.
Oh my God!
When you get to the High Halls Gauntlet, that is one of them ones. That took me a while for sure.
Crazy. It is crazy. I have been.
But no, what were you about to say?
I was just about to say I've been on this for like 3 days now.
Oh, okay. No, I was just gonna say, I really do want to get back to this game though. I haven't put much time back into it since we last chatted. But I've been playing a lot of Night Rain. And then one thing I will say that I think is bringing me more to Hades 2 versus Silksong is I'm so entranced in the world of Silksong with, like Grant said earlier, with the music, right, with the art direction, that I really want to be in that world, right? And if I don't have more than a hour or so to game, it's much easier for me, right, to say, okay, let me get this run of Hades in real quick versus trying to really get into this world and explore, right, through Silksong that requires so much of you. So I really want to find some time this week. I'm off work Thursday and Friday, so one of those days for sure, I'm going to sit down and really have a real solid session of Silksong, because I'm going to finish this game. Like, I really, really do love this game, and I'm definitely going to finish it. But Hades is so easy, like I said, to just hop on and be like, let me just get that run in real quick. Yeah, it took me a little time, and you just get lost in it.
Yeah, it's going to be tough because, like we already said earlier, we got Ghost of Yote coming out later this week. Well, by the time this episode drops, it will have already been released. Yep. Somebody on Game Clique's got to play Silent Hill F. So I think I'm going to have to draw. Not saying that Silent Hill F sucks. Obviously not.
No.
But somebody, one of us got to talk about it. For sure. When it comes time for the final Power Rankings update. And I think I'm going to go ahead and draw that short straw. It's a lot. We're in like the home stretch.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can do too many more 80-hour games.
No, I respect it.
But you know what else you could do for 80 hours? Email us at questions@realgameclique.com. You can hit us up at questions@realgameclique.com. You can send us your comments. You can send us your concerns. You can send us your questions. You can send us your experience in that high hall gauntlet. And we can cry together. We can cry together. If you're not an emailer, if you love social media, you can hit us up on any social media platform, whether that be Instagram, Twitter, Blue Sky, Threads, Facebook, TikTok, at Real Game Clique. Go ahead and follow us there. If you're watching this and not listening to this, you can find us on your favorite podcast platform, whether that be Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, or wherever you listen. Search Game Clique. We're the ones with the blue icon. Hit subscribe and leave us a review, good or bad. You're not hurting my feelings, just a little bit. If you're listening to this and not watching this, you can find us on YouTube, youtube.com/@RealGameClique. Hit subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss any of our podcast clips and IRL content. Don't go anywhere. We're going to find out who is the best out of Game Clique or the Posse in the first ever episode of Trivia Souls. Coming right up. Don't go anywhere. We are ready. The gauntlets are down. The gloves are off. We're about to find out who's the best outside of the Posse and Game Clique. I did not prep y'all beforehand that y'all were going to be repping y'all sets, but that's what's happening.
I know for a fact that I'm finna get the hardest questions of all time.
No. That's true. I do got home field event.
Sergio's question is about to be like, what game releases this Friday? And I'm finna get count every megapixel that's in Elden Ring.
I promise I'm not going to be biased. The questions are already written, and I think the format is going to even the playing field for everybody, because this is not a regular trivia show. We are playing Trivia Souls. I'm gonna have to add the sound effect in post because I didn't get my Stream Deck is acting stupid. But Trivia Souls is a trivia game. It's inspired by Souls-like games, and this is how it's going to be. So, like I said, inspired by Souls-like games, we're playing 3 rounds. Each round is going to consist of 3 regular questions and 1 boss question. So the way the regular questions work is I'll read the question. You buzz in when you think you know the answer to the question, and we're going to do buzzing in by you all saying your name. So when you're ready to say the answer, Sergio will say Sergio, Grant will say Grant, or Groovy. I acknowledge you, then you say your answer. Okay. If you answer the question correctly, you get 10 points. If you answer the question incorrectly, you get hit. and you lose whatever points you got. Unless you got a health. Just like a Souls-like game. So
Bro, this is a hilarious ass concept. You basically said if I get the right question,
yep.
you good.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't get it, I basically go to the fucking shadow realm.
Yes. Yep. So if you got 30 points in the bank and you get a question wrong, you have lost those 30 points unless you got a health.
Jeez.
So at the beginning of every round, you get a health. Just like in Elden Ring or any other Souls-like game, you get a Estus flask that you can use to heal. So you can use that health to block getting the question wrong if you want and keep your points. But you only get one per round.
You have to choose to use it before you try to answer the question?
Well, you have to choose to use it before the next question.
Oh, next question.
Yes. So if you get hit, you can choose to use the health and you keep your points. But once the next question starts being read, you cannot use that health anymore. So it's two ways to get your points back. Using your health or getting the very next question correct. So getting the very next question correct is the equivalent of like playing a Souls-like game and finding your souls where you died. If that makes sense. The regular questions, you get to choose whether you want to answer them or not. The boss question, each of you get one boss question. You have to answer it.
Okay.
So there are two boss questions, each one tailored to each of you. I'll tell you which one is for which, and you have to answer that question.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Did I confuse anybody? Does that
I think it's just one of those. We gonna play it and it's going.
We're gonna figure it out.
Let's do it, man.
All right, let's go. Round one. So these are regular questions. Like I said, you buzz in when you are ready to answer the question. Oh, and I didn't explain this. I'm reading the question. Let's say you think you know the answer before I'm done reading the question. If you buzz in, I will not finish reading the question. You have to use what you got to get what you want.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Sounds good to me.
Question number 1. Ubisoft released Assassin's Creed Shadows March this year in hopes of revitalizing the long stagnant franchise. In the first entry set in feudal Japan, you play as two protagonists, the samurai Yasuke and who else?
This is so bad that I played this game, bro.
Oh, see, I ain't played it. Sergio, I'm gonna guess.
Mm-hmm.
Is her name? This is so wrong. Yahweh.
I mean, you have nothing to lose, but it is. You say Yahweh?
Yeah.
Bro, ain't that like the different name for Jesus or something like that?
Incorrect. It is not Yahweh.
That's my bad. The sound came out of it. That's crazy.
It start with a bruh. Yeah, I'm gonna skip on that one too.
No
but
worries.
I played this game, so that's what makes it bad.
That's tough.
You were so close, Sergio. It's actually Noway with an
Oh
N.
my goodness. Oh man, that's tough.
Still even across the board. 0-0. Next question. Sonic Racing Crossworlds has surpassed expectations, scoring on average higher than the recently released Mario Kart World. Part of the excitement around the franchise is the collaborations revealed for the DLC roadmap. Which of the following are not a part of the Season 1 roadmap? The entire Season 1 roadmap has been revealed. One of these games are not on that.
Okay.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Yakuza Like a Dragon, Jet Set Radio, Avatar The Last Airbender.
Sergio.
Yes.
Jet Set Radio.
That is correct. First right answer. Jet Set Radio is not on that roadmap.
Because that's the funny thing is, I was probably gonna end up saying that if I answered, but the big thing else, like, ain't no way they got Like a Dragon in there. I know they got like Mega Man or something like that in there.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's a good question, bro.
Yeah, the whole
nice little crossovers in that game, though, man.
yeah.
That's good for them.
I expect Sonic Crossworlds to be a major success because they did the one thing I think every freaking Sonic Sonic fan did and bring those hoverboards back from Riders.
Rider Zero Gravity. Man, what a throwback. Crazy.
So far, the roadmap has announced Minecraft, Persona 5, Yakuza Like a Dragon, SpongeBob, Pac-Man, Mega Man, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and Avatar: The Last Airbender.
How long is the season?
The last drop is Avatar, and that's Q3 2026.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
this is like a pretty...
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like 1 year long.
Gotcha.
Yeah, man. Well, I've been playing it, and the joint's hype.
Yeah,
It was good.
Graham, was mentioning RDC off camera earlier, and I've been watching him play it, and everybody's enjoying it. So I definitely want to give it a shot.
So this is the final question in round 1 before we get to the boss fight. South of Midnight ended up being a breath of fresh air for both Xbox Game Studios catalog and the game industry as a whole. With its Tim Burton-inspired art style and parkour gameplay, the third game from Compulsion Games ended up being the best entry in the studio's resume. The 3 games Compulsion Games has made so far are South of Midnight, Contrast, and what other game?
Grant,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go out. This is probably something I'm gonna go out on a crazy limb, and I probably think it's wrong, but I think it's worth the guess. Is the third? Is it Deathloop?
Oh! It is not Deathloop. But I think you're so
That's
close
a
though.
really good
It's
guess.
a good guess.
Really good guess.
It's the art style is so similar. You're probably gonna kick yourself when I say it. It's We Happy Few.
Oh, with the weird mask.
Yeah, like the Bioshock like.
okay.
a
I
little
never
bit.
played that. Yeah, I
Makes
never
sense.
played it. Oh, shit.
No,
That was
I
a really
took
good guess.
damage.
You took damage, but you had nothing to lose, so you could.
He has a health, though,
You
right?
dropped. Well, he has a health, but there's no point in using the health because he didn't have
I
any
see.
points to lose.
For sure. Gotcha.
So you dropped no souls.
Perfect.
But now we had the boss fight. The first boss fight. Each of you, I have one question for each of you. The questions are designated to you. You have to answer the question. But really, nobody here has anything to lose but Sergio.
Okay.
Boss questions are worth 20
Sure.
points. Sergio, I'm going to give you the first question. This question is true or false.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
There are 15 entries in the Mario Kart franchise, including the most recent and somewhat polarizing Mario Kart World for the Switch 2. True or false? There has never been 2 or more entries released on the same platform. So there are 15 Mario Karts.
More.
Yes.
Oh, my gosh. Graham, remember before we started this, he was like, ain't gonna be no 1985 questions.
This is definitely a 1985. It's one. However, it's one that is very interesting to me because I'm thinking on the top of my head.
Same.
I'm thinking about the question. I think I have my answer, but I know the Sergio question. I was like, I can't say nothing.
Bro.
So why don't you?
I'm probably wrong.
You
but
know
shit.
what? You know what? I'm gonna go for it.
Okay.
I'm gonna say that's true.
Okay.
Wait, no. You said, wait, can I take it back?
Sure.
You said 2 or more.
2 or more. So if you're saying true, that means that every single Mario Kart,
Only have one.
every single Nintendo console has only had one Mario Kart. Is
Oh,
what you're saying.
false. False. I'm locking it.
You are correct.
Okay, yeah.
You are
the or more almost got. The definitely almost got. I appreciate you.
So
host.
you,
I was like, I noticed. I don't think the Switch had. I thought the first Switch only had one.
so the Switch.
I know two only had 2 currently because it just came out.
The
I guess the Switch really didn't have one at all, right?
DS
Because that was a
era and
Wii.
stuff like that gets a bit tricky because it's like 4 versions of the DS that came out,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Yeah.
you got like the non-handheld stuff after that too. So it comes a bit more convoluted, but
I was
that's a
thinking
good
handheld for
question.
sure.
So I did not include. So there is a DS. There's a Mario Kart on the DS and there's a Mario Kart on the 3DS. I did not consider those two.
Okay.
The two that dropped on the same console were Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and Mario Kart Live Home Circuit. Were both on the Switch. Live Home Circuit is the one that actually came with the RC car.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I didn't know that was like a separate game though,
Yeah,
I guess.
so a
Interesting.
separate game.
Okay. Yeah.
But besides that, they were all on separate consoles.
Very interesting.
Grant, here's your boss question. For 20 points. Donkey Kong Bonanza. It's another game sneaking into the GOTY conversation. The next game created by Nintendo EPD, the developers of Super Mario Odyssey, took full advantage of the tech within the Nintendo Switch 2. One of the settings in Bonanza is New Donk City. True or false? New Donk City is the hometown of Daisy.
You just gave me. We just talked about 1985.
This is not
You gave me some fucking caveman shit. You gave me some fucking prehistoric shit, man. But
Promise.
I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm not too well versed in a lot of Donkey Kong lore, and I ain't got none to lose, so I'm gonna go ahead and say false.
Okay. False. You are correct.
Oh,
It is
great.
false. New Donk City is
You looking like you was about to hit the incorrect. I was like, oh my
Yeah,
god.
no, he was looking at me. I was
Yeah.
like, oh.
New Donk City is the hometown of Pauline, which is the
His sidekick, right?
yes, the sidekick that you play with in Donkey Kong Bonanza. She also
I'm gonna get
acts as the mayor of New Donk City in Super Mario Odyssey.
you're right.
Yep.
You're right.
So checking on the score, Grant, you got 20 points. Sergio, you got 30. But again,
Game.
it could be anybody's game. Those points can go at the drop of a hat. So y'all both have one Estes Flask that y'all can use to save your points if something goes wrong in round 2. So keep that in mind. Round 2, the questions are themed. This section is called Steam Grave. And the reason why I call it that is I took 3 games from off the Steam marketplace. All of them came out this year.
Okay.
And I have the descriptions of them from their Steam page. I'm going to read them verbatim, leaving out the names of the game and any other truly important detail. The second you can figure out what the game is, buzz in and tell me what the game is.
Let's do it.
Game number 1. Battle beyond the underworld, using dark sorcery to take on the Titan of Time. In this
Sergio, Hades too.
Correct.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. You gotta get some easy.
This was both of y'all. Both of
That's
y'all
my bad.
could have got it.
I was gonna say you gave some easy ass shit, but it was for both people. And I was like, ain't no way. I was like, ain't no way this ain't these two. I should have said.
It's going to get harder. Here we go. Second game. The iconic Blank returns in an all-new 2D action platformer with a unique hand-drawn look created by the team behind the hit brawler Blank. Play as the legendary Blank, master of the ninja arts, after finding your village burnt to the ground and your clan turned into stone. You
Sergio.
Yes.
Shinobi Art of Vengeance.
Correct. 10 points. I'm trying.
no.
That wasn't a dirt question. That one
almost got me. That one took me a second.
I guess the OG franchise is from 1985. But third and final question before the second boss fight. Play as Nate, an unemployed fail son with nothing going for him. Until one day he discovers a power he never knew he had, putting one foot in front of the other. Explore a world shrouded in mist, one step at a time. Hike the serene mountains by placing each...
Yeah.
No, I know this one.
Baby steps.
Dang it.
Correct.
No, because I had a conversation about this with a coworker today, and I was like, these exact scenes sound exactly like
I legit want to play this.
These types of games, I don't know, man. Those types of games just don't do it for me. But I think this one looks like I like the look of it. Like,
Yeah.
it looks funny. I get the humor in it, right?
The
But those
novel-
games just never suit me.
The novelty of these like $5, $10, $15, $20 Steam games are very like, man, if you're streaming this or you recording this gonna be probably worth to do it.
Right.
If you
Content
doing
every
this-
time.
If you're doing this just to like play it,
Mm-hmm.
not so much, but they're way more like, I'm finna watch this guy and this is about to be funny type thing.
Yeah,
Like
right.
more than a solo play experience. However, the difficulty of this one seems to be kind of tough.
Yeah.
So
This is, from what I've been hearing, is easier than Bennett Foddy's first game, Getting Over It. Like, Getting Over It, like, that's just impossible. Like, I don't know anybody that's beaten that. But this one, like, if you beat your head against the wall long enough, you can kind of get to the end.
Okay.
So I definitely want to give it a try. We had the second boss fight, y'all.
Do it.
Y'all both have your health.
True or false again?
This is, yes, this one is true or false again.
Okay.
Sergio, you go first.
All right.
Peak is this year's latest example of the trend of online friend slop. You and up to 3 friends climb a procedurally generated mountain, avoiding obstacles and the occasional monster along the way. The developer behind Peak made a Souls-like before working on Peak. True or false?
Rue. It was called Another Crab's Treasure.
Son of a
Tip
bitch.
of the hat. As a tip of the hat.
That is true.
before we move on to the next question, I'm gonna say something. Yeah, I don't want nobody to take it the wrong way.
Sure. What?
Because I'm gonna say it like this. I do not like the term friend slop. And let me tell you why.
Yeah.
Because I feel like friend slop is like, man, them $7 to $20 games that you only gonna play with your friends,
Mhm.
you probably may not. I feel like this. You probably gonna get your bang for your buck out of them because you gonna play with friends from time to time. And I feel like with friend swap, a lot of people, I feel like that energy need to go toward them $60, $70 games.
Yes.
With them fake ass open worlds people be paying for. Like, it'd be so many games that's like 50, like a AAA budget, but just like, I'll give you an example. I ain't been Far Cry 6. Ain't
Yes.
moving nobody.
No.
Far Cry 5.
Yeah.
They clearly had somebody in the room and they was like, look, we need somebody that's gonna get people invested in the storyline. I got Far Cry 5, I got this whole Christian cult thing going on, and they have some weird ass cutscenes going on. Like, you got to meet like God when you were hallucinating. You had people come out and shoot you with some sort of weird poison dart or whatever like that. And then Far Cry 3, which was probably the magnum opus of the series, had such a great investing storyline. But my point is, like, I got 3 types of games, or I got 3 types of games I hate. And the biggest one is probably open world games that ain't got no variety in the side mission. They're just cookie cutter, everything like that. They're not even if they cookie cutter, as long as it's fun, I'll play it. But friend slot. My thing is like, now there do be some games. I'm like, this is very clearly streamer bait. I'm not gonna lie to you. But then there are some games that are like very clearly. There's like Peak is one of those games. It's like I played it before. There's definitely an entertaining and comedy aspect in there, and for $8, I think it's worth it if you can play with friends and everything like that. Like Lead the Company, that's cool. Repo, one of them games, I'm kind of like, I don't know how much invested I'm at on it, but my whole thing about them $7 to $20 games ain't hurt nobody, man. Even Mage Arena, it was like $3, but it was a worth it $3 because that shit was entertaining and still to play. And they did it like in a little way. But that's all I have to say on that.
I guess I never really looked at the term slop as, even though it is a negative.
It sounds pretty bad.
It's a negative phrase. I never really
made it. I don't think you meant it in like offensive way. But I'd be like watching people on like TikTok or something like that use this phrase, and I'm like, bruh, like, are you just? It's very clear, like, hey man, I want to have fun with my friends. I ain't playing that friend slot. I'm like, dude,
no.
It just sounds kind of dismissive towards the genre, you know, like that. That's what
it's like. It has to be. It doesn't have to be this hierarchy. Everything can't be Elden Ring or a AAA game, but the $7 to $20 indie games that a lot of people, one or two people, probably put a lot of work into, and people are, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I'd argue these games are doing a industry more of a service than people want to admit, because there's so many times where people were like, I'll give you an example. Game Beast, right? Game Beast, very popular party game. I would wish there were more games like Game Beast, because even though I might not play it all the time, a good party game that I'm gonna get a lot of laughs out and everything like that, those games are needed, and especially if they're not like a super high price. So I've always kind of like, some people be using it in them, like some people mean well, but then some people be like, man, God forbid I play a game. This guy wants to play a game with his friends. We call it friend slot. I'm like, bro, like, he's just trying to have fun with y'all.
Yeah.
But I think it's quality. Like, I'll just say that too. Because of quality, it's a quality like community game to play as well.
Yeah, like it's a like there's some like I've already seen Berlizzi and his crew and everything like that play these games, and it's like you get a good squad of guys. That shit is very entertaining to watch. It is extreme. So it has its. I'll say it has its place in the gaming world
for sure.
And honestly, like Peak has some really good game design. Like, it's not some sort of just a couple of people threw some stuff together, like having a new mountain every day and everybody playing that same mountain every single day, and the way the power-ups and the tools kind of change the strategy of everybody. It's Peak is good. For $8,
it's good.
And that's one thing that I noticed, like, I had no idea it was set up into a point like, you gotta do this before the mist climbs up. You gotta do all these things, and the game is got some difficulty to it. I can't lie. Like, if you take the wrong way up, you're gonna spend half the day trying to find a different route. So it's, bless you. But it got a difficulty curve to these things. So yeah.
We still at the boss.
Yeah, I gotta be mine.
You gotta fight the boss.
I'm finna use all my points, man.
You are ready.
You gotta help.
You do have a health, so you can. And this is the end of the round, so you can feel free, if you get this question wrong, use your health and still make it to the next round with your points. But just in case you didn't know, we are in the year of the ninja. Team Ninja is committed to revitalizing the Ninja Gaiden franchise. True or false? The 3 games coming out this year or came out this year that are part of the Ninja Gaiden franchise are Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, Ninja Gaiden Steel Ties, and Ninja Gaiden 4. So I'll repeat that.
I know Ninja Gaiden. I got the question. I know Ninja Gaiden 4 is coming out next month, or either in this month. Oh, definitely probably next month. I know there was a Ninja Gaiden game that came out, or is going to came out, that was a remake of an old game that shadow dropped. The third one is, I don't know if it was a side scroller or it was. Let me go ahead. I'm probably gonna get this shit wrong. I'm gonna go ahead and say true.
Grant?
I'm fucking wrong, bro.
The question is false.
But you know what's crazy is you literally, when you said the third one, you were like, it's like a side scroller. I think it is.
It is a side,
right?
yes.
Ragebound.
It's Ragebound, but I called it Ninja Gaiden Steel Ties.
That's a good one.
In the question.
Let me go ahead and take my flash.
Use your flash. You can save your points. So at the beginning of round 3, here's the score update. Grant has 20 points. Sergio has 80, but it's still anybody's game. And y'all both get y'all flask back. So everybody still has 1 flask. Here we go. We're back to regular questions. Anybody can buzz in and get these questions. Expedition 33 is still one of the many favorites to win Game of the Year in 2025. With its blend of traditional turn-based combat with real-time parrying and excellently written story, the first entry in the Claire Obscura series set the bar high for young studios in the future. In the game, what is the phenomena called that causes people to disappear?
Hey, you play the game?
What is the phenomena called?
Oh, Sergio.
Yes.
Gomage.
That is correct.
Oh, thank goodness. You have me a little worried. I was like, I cannot fumble an Expedition 33 question.
Something else, because I break the premise of the game. It was like this clock. When this clock hit here, if you this particular age, you gonna fucking die.
Yeah.
I'm not spoiling nothing.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil it.
You got to play.
You got to play it.
Yeah,
you got to play it.
I'm gonna give it a chance because I'm very skeptical of some turn-based games. But if the story is good enough, and if the story is good enough, I will play it.
I'm telling you, I'm the same as you. There's only one other turn-based game that I can say I really loved, and that's Sea of Stars. And other than that, like Expedition 33, still to this day, past Silksong so far, Hades 2, still my game of the year, easily. And if you love it, you said you love a good story earlier. That's your game.
I'm telling you, I got a close friend that he will not touch anything that is turn-based, like turn-based strategy, turn-based RPGs. He will not play this. Locked him in.
It's different, man.
It locked him in. Highly recommend it. Question 2 of the 3rd round. Death Stranding 2. The anticipated sequel to Kojima Productions' first game promised to add a little more traditional action and gameplay to the innovative package delivery formula of its predecessor. What is the full title of Death Stranding 2?
Great. Just great.
All right.
I'm gonna say Death Stranding 2. Is it Death Stranding 2 on the beach?
Grant. That's right. You're right.
It's really crazy because the title is so goofy from Kojima.
Yes. You would think it's on the beach. Like,
yeah, on the beach. When you play the game, though, I will say when you play the game, it does tie in. Like it makes.
Oh, really? He makes it make
sense.
sense.
It makes sense.
Yes, points.
And like I said, still anything about these games, Sergio could make a misstep at any moment.
Fumble of the century, right? Yeah.
The third and final question before the boss fight. Split Fiction looks to continue the GOATY legacy of It Takes Two with its unique ability to seamlessly tie dozens of different gameplay mechanics into a well-designed package. Haze Light Studios, the makers of It Takes Two and Split Fiction, made a third game, which was their first attempt as a studio. What game was it?
Brent,
Yep.
dare I say,
Ooh.
is it A Way Out?
A Way Out
I'm gonna fucking die.
is correct. Grant is back in the game.
I would not get enough credit, man. I know like It Takes Two and Split Fiction are like incredible, but for them to start off with A Way Out, right? Nobody was really doing that, or at least in a while. And the story in it was really, really cool too. So no, they don't get enough credit for that one.
I really like The Way Out. You can see the growth.
Absolutely.
Starting at A Way Out.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's the greatest game ever, but it's a very good start.
That was a game Sean and Delon ended up streaming, and that going from that to It Takes Two, the amount of mechanics that they had polished on there is very different, and the amount of combat things that they added and just level design, you can clearly see the improvement.
So we had the boss fight, the final boss fight. Sergio, because you are in the lead and I want to build some drama, I'll make you go first.
Oh, messy. Let's do it.
It's a franchise that I know you love so much. Kirby and the Forgotten Land.
Oh my God. Why?
Was just remastered and re-released on the Switch 2. The game added a higher frame rate and new levels. True or false? Forgotten Land is the highest rated entry in the Kirby franchise, according to Metacritic.
Why would you do this to me? You had to vary and give me some goofy Nintendo question, dog.
No,
that is crazy.
It ruins the tension because you still have your Estes flag. So even if you get it wrong, you don't lose your points. But
I know, but
it's a tough question.
I lose all my aura points if I wait till the end and just you know what I mean.
Streak.
Yeah. Kirby and the Forgotten Land. I'm really having trouble. I can see Epic Yarn maybe being the highest rated. I remember that one got a lot of pub when it came out. I'm gonna say false, man. I think Kirby got a hidden banger somewhere, and I'm gonna say false.
False. That is. Before I say that, before we confirm that, I want to milk this. I want to milk this a little bit. So, why don't you? Can you guess? What do you think Forgotten Land it got on Metacritic?
Metacritic?
Yeah.
Kirby and the Forgotten Land. I'm gonna hit them with the smooth 87.
Close. It got 85. 85 on Metacritic. Forgotten Land. And you said false that it had. This is Forgotten Land is not the highest rated Kirby game. Is what you're saying. You are. Correct. You are correct.
Oh, thank God. I was about to say, dang, Kirby's really a flop.
But
that's
look,
the highest he's got. I was about to slander Kirby.
It's so close, though. Forgotten Land, 85. The highest rated game is 86.
Oh, my God.
And it's a tie between Epic Yarn, which you was right.
Okay. Right.
And Kirby Canvas Curse.
Oh, I don't know if I remember that one.
I think that was a DS
Epic Yarn, though. Epic Yarn was really good. Yeah. I remember playing that one.
Yeah, Epic Yarn was on the Wii, and I think Canvas Curse was a DS game.
Nice.
So then I'm going to put your points down. Grant, your final boss fight question. Elden Ring Night Rain is a PvE Battle Royale inspired game released by From Software earlier this year. The game shocked skeptics with its fast sales and high scores amongst critics. True or false? As of today, the The game offers 8 playable classes to choose from.
Okay, let's break these down. As somebody that played Night Rain, let me break this down one by one to make sure.
I would have to do the same thing. I don't even
Number
know.
1, you have the Wilder.
Okay.
Yep.
You have the Archer. The Guardian.
Iron Eye. Shout out.
The Mage. The Revenant. The Duchess. What's that tentacle guy? The tentacle guy.
The tentacle guy.
The little tentacles over there. So that's 7. And I already said the Mage. I don't know if they add another class yet. Or I'm thinking of it, there's an 8th one I might be missing. It just might be right under my nose. I'm gonna probably get this wrong. Let me go ahead and say there's let me go ahead and say there's 7, and I'm gonna go false. I probably got that wrong. I'm probably missing one. So if I die, I die. But still,
Grant,
I'm gonna fucking die.
I'm gonna milk this. I'm gonna go ahead. Let's list them.
I know there might be one that I'm missing.
I know exactly which one you're missing too, unfortunately.
I got them listed right here. We got Duchess, the Executor, Guardian,
That's the one.
Iron Eye, Raider. That's 5 so far. The Recluse, the Revenant, and the Wilder. Is 8 playable classes.
Hold on. There might be one that I haven't unlocked yet. Yes, I know that's who I forget. The Executor guy.
Yes.
Because that was the first guy I played as, but I fucking hated playing him. I never played him again
He's
after
tough.
that.
Nah, he's tough.
Because he's basically like if like the Duchess could turn into a 9-tailed fox. And it was like the only incentive of playing as this character is that he can morph into a giant fox at will. But anything other than that, this dude is kind of ass. I can't lie.
Well, Brian wouldn't been able to tell you because Brian, how many Night Rain bosses have you beaten?
Like the main boss, like the final boss in the third night.
Wait,
are we counting the third?
How many Night Lords have you beaten? Oh, come on, man.
I got to get back to it. I got to get back.
Oh, man.
I got to get back. I need some help. I always I pair with randoms, and like the randoms on console suck. They are ass.
The randoms in Night Rain are either the greatest players that you have ever ran into.
There's no in between.
You all the way to the end of the game, or absolute dummies.
Yes.
There's no in between, bro.
Don't do shit. Run off on their own. Like, bro.
Yeah.
And they play like a class where you really need the class to succeed. Like they ain't playing at some like, oh, they got Duchess. Like, oh, we'll kind of be fine with that. No. These people playing as Guardian or Wilder, something with abilities that you absolutely need.
Right.
And like I like the main Iron Eye. I like the main the Archer because like I don't like to get up into action. I want to be back. I'm
kind of like Guardian has always been my main class, but I've come around a lot to Wilder because the only issue with the Guardian is yes, he has a lot of health, but the destructive power from the ability, it's way more centered around, yo, if you need to take out a lot of enemies, I got you. But if you try to, it's not really built for straight up one-on-one scraps like that. It's more built like, okay, if I need to take a lot of damage, that's great. Wilder, on the other hand, if I'm fighting somebody one-on-one, it's gonna be better for him like that. That's why I love about Wilder. It's like he has destructive power, the grappling hook, so I need to be mobile. And yeah, I don't really take a full liking to Guardian that much. The Revenant is a class where if that person had just a little bit more health, that is probably the best class in the game. Because number one, you can call people in and say, hey, I need backup. We already got 2 people. And if you do it right, that's like 6 bodies right there. Or my one class I kind of hate, and people say if people don't like it, I don't care. I don't like the dude that's only good for doing the big old block at the ground. I don't really rock with him like that. He alright, but he kind of like, Executor can come in if you had the team at the right makeup of the team. Mage, I don't really like mages too much personally. And to top it all off, I think if a class, the funny thing is, I didn't know until like 2 weeks ago that you could do duplicate characters. I thought everybody had to pick. I thought that everybody had to pick different characters, but we could have been doing team 3 wild lineups. We could have been beat these bosses. We could have been beat them. We could do 3 Guardian lineups. What are we doing? But yeah, Night Rain is just an astronomically great game, man. I love it so much because Elden Ring in itself is such a great world, but Elden Ring roguelike is such an ambitious thing, and they did it so well. My only beef with Night Rain is just I wish the level didn't cap you out at 15. But at the same time, I also wish it's once you, because making it past level 5 or 6 after the first day, that's kind of easy. The real grind is way more, okay, we got X amount of days, X amount of time to get to level, really around level 12, level 13, so we can at least have a chance against the boss. Level 15 is obviously optimal if you can get lucky on a run and fight some Crucible Knights and everything like that. But one thing that I'll tell you, if there's one boss that's beat the fuck out of us every single time, it's the Noster. I hate that boss. It's the little crab looking scorpion little thing, and it's the what's that thing called? And the butterfly thing in the air.
Oh, sentient test. Yeah.
But also we fought the guy that make people like hallucinate or something like that. So you got people hitting like air, and everybody trying to hit the boss, and he was definitely a scary challenge. So, but other than that, that's a great game. I love it.
Such a good game. And people was hating. People like were really skeptical about this game when they found out.
And even me, right? But I don't know if I was as skeptical as much so as like worried, right?
Yeah.
FromSoft had just hit this like generational high of Elden Ring, right? And finally getting past that hump of now Souls-likes are mainstream, right? People are now looking forward to these games and looking forward to when that FromSoftware logo pops up on the screen for a trailer. And so to go from that to now, oh, okay, we're going to make this multiplayer thing. We've never really done this before outside of, the summons we have in our games, but we're going to try it, right? That's a scary thing because they were at such a high. But I will never doubt them again because they pulled it off. I'm still a little worried about this Switch exclusive multiplayer one, but I think that's because I'm worried about the Switch in multiplayer, right? And not FromSoftware being able to create another good multiplayer game per se.
I trust Miyazaki. He can make whatever the hell he want. You want another?
100%.
You want another armor core?
Give them all the
Whatever.
monies.
Make
all the
another
monies.
armor core. I don't give. I got you. But back to the game. Back to Trivia Souls. We're at the end, and let me tell y'all the score. Grant, 40 points. Sergio, 110 points. Sergio
Play a lot of
wins.
Night Rain.
At least I didn't go scoreless.
That's
and
true.
There you go.
I'll take that.
There you go.
That's true.
And we made it out alive together. You know, it was like a summon situation. That's all that matters.
A respectable first showing. You've made it. You've beaten more bosses than I've beaten in Elden Ring Night Rain. So I can say that for sure. So, Grant, how you feel? This is your first Game Clique.
Oh, this was a awesome experience. You know, I loved it. I would love to be back, and more importantly, I would definitely love to be back whenever y'all have y'all's talks about Ghost of Yotei and really the Game of Year awards, because this is gonna be an eventful process.
We coming up. It's getting spicy. We're at the end. We got to update our power rankings for the final time. So it's definitely coming back. We're going to definitely keep you in the loop. If people want to see the Posse, where can they find y'all?
Posse is on YouTube, the Posse _, Instagram, the Posse _, Twitter, the Posse _, TikTok, the Posse _. We're working on Blue Sky, but we're gonna kind of get to that a little bit later. But we pretty much on every platform, and on Twitch, of course, the Posse _ Monday through Saturday at 8:30 CT. This Thursday, well, we're streaming Hades 2 right now, but this Thursday we have a Ghost of Yotei stream, and then on Saturday, which you guys are definitely want to see you guys there, we're having a gaming horror bracket where we rank which character has the most horror in all video games. We're taking submissions for that, so whichever character you want to see in the bracket, put them in there so we know. Just a little spoiler, we gave about 4 picks that are currently into the submissions right now are Akuma, Joker from Persona, Ganondorf, and Jack from Jak and Daxter. So those aren't the full seeds, but those are kind of some names that's floating around. The most popular name, funny enough, has been Virgil from Devil May Cry. So we're kind of ironing those out, and that should be happening. That'll probably be happening on Saturday. So if y'all want to pull up for that, that's great.
Hell yeah.
But other than that, that's pretty much all about us. Appreciate the Game Clique a ton for letting me on.
Hell yeah. Definitely appreciate you popping up. Sergio, where can they find you?
Man, they can find me at the usual places. These days, I'm more on Blue Sky and Twitter, physics.games, and then also on Twitch at I'm Physics. I promise I'm gonna start streaming again eventually. I gotta figure out what I want to stream, man. I get so locked in on these single player games that I feel like it's not entertaining, but I gotta hit the go live button. I'm gonna do that. I promise.
For me, it's like I don't want to chase an algorithm. Like, I want to be able to play what I want to play.
What I want to play. That's me.
2 years from now, if I want to stream Balatro, I should be able to just stream Balatro. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Y'all can find me at Charm City Champ on almost every social media platform, and that's my gamer tag. Feel free to @ me. And I don't know why I'm playing really multiplayer wise. I'm playing a little Marvel Rivals, I guess.
You need to play that Night Rain.
I need to play the Night Rain.
I would much rather play.
Lock in.
I would much rather play Night Rain than Marvel Rivals, man. I don't see
Grant,
play that game, bro.
Do you play Night Rain on PS5 or PC?
On PS5, yo.
help me. Help me. Help
Okay,
me.
Hey, man, I'm not available all the time, but the Posse is always streaming that game, and I'm also doing solo runs myself a lot of times because I just like to get better by myself, because I feel like if I play by myself and we do the run together, I'll be a little bit more strategic. Like, there was one run that we did, I was able to actually like super buff my sword. And I was basically, when the boss came around, I was almost unstoppable. We didn't win that round, but I was like, I know where this is now. So like it's like a plus. You can turn any weapon that you have into a legendary weapon or something like that. It's in a little lava thing, whatever.
Yeah,
but you gotta. I hate that area, but at the same time, I have a love-hate relationship with that area. But I played Night Rain a good bit. All my time soon will definitely be.
Yeah, I'm definitely about to lock in, man. I got to play a little bit more before the game of the year conversations for sure. I at least got to know what the second boss look like. So
right, yeah.
I gotta figure it out. But anyway, thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for listening. And as always, get good, be good, stay good, y'all. We're out.